What is white privilege? To me, white privilege is something that white people tend to reject and dismiss. The poem White Privilege by Savanna Hartman reflects my thoughts and feelings. I can't imagine what it's like to be born with skin that is black, not white. I wasn't born rich, but don't get it twisted. See how I look? My skin is my privilege. I don't get watched when I go to the mall. If I get stopped for a ticket, it doesn't end in a brawl. I don't know what it's like to go out for snacks and end up lying dead on my back. My car never's been watched or followed around. My kids don't play in parks and then end up getting gunned down. I don't know anyone murdered for selling cigs or CDs. I've never been choked out or shot at by corrupt men in PD. So I won't pretend to know how you feel, but I have something to say that is true and is real. And that's how I am sorry for the way we have behaved, starting the very moment you were enslaved. Since we came in our boats and shackled your hands and shipped you back here to work on our land, I am sorry for the scars you bore then and bore now, because of the wounds we have caused or allowed. To black women, I am sorry we have made you a commodity, using your bodies in secret like a back alley hobby. I am sorry your kids watch as you are mistreated. I am sorry your husbands have been broken and beaten. To black children, I am sorry that we have made you believe that you are worthless and couldn't achieve the same heights as the white kids in the class, because you are so smart and you are not trash. To black men, I weep because my heart breaks for you. The mass has been judged for the acts of a few. You've done the best with the hand you've been given. White people don't leave, don't exit out. Please just listen. I know it's uncomfortable, but you must hear me out. This really is something we must talk about. I know the history. Don't say it is not true. The past doesn't disappear when it offends you. White Americans would say, we're not all the same, don't lump us together, I have my own name. And that is true, I get it, not everyone is. But to say race isn't an issue perpetuates myth. To you I would say that blacks aren't either. Please open your eyes and be a receiver. Because if you would just look around and be honest right now, you would see that mistreatment is what we've allowed. We act like they're poor and less than and gross. We make fun of their hair and their skin and their clothes. We reject them as people, but their culture we keep, like their music and their dance move and their style and weaves. Don't blame the media or call me mean names. Don't act like what I say is just for internet fame. This stuff is fact. Blacks have been oppressed. Cops manage every day to disarm white guys without death. Just being shady shouldn't cost men their lives, who were doing all they knew to provide for their wives. We must speak for the voices who don't have their own, who went out one day and never came home, like Eric Gardner, Tamir Rice, and Miss Sandra Bland. Not a single one of them held a weapon in hand. Yet still, they were killed, and no justice was served. They won't get to speak their voices, they will not be heard. Because they are dead and buried in dirt, their families are broken, their deaths were absurd. Say that I am wrong and I don't know their stories. Do you want more? Names? I can name at least 40. I don't want your excuses or your religious bicker. It wasn't Satan that pulled that cop's trigger. I'm not against cops, so don't make it about that. Take the mask off your eyes and remove your kid gloves. We can't change the past, but we can change what's ahead. We can change who we are, so less people are dead. With accountability for our actions and voices for our cause, we can form new statutes and create new laws. We can set things in motion and have tough conversations. We can change the future for the rest of our nation. It only takes one person to stand up and say, I won't stand for this. This is not the way. I am not sorry for this. This is how it must be. I will be the change. Change starts with me.